In Detroit, joining us, another participant who made a big impact on the stage. Andrew Yang is with us. Thanks so much for being with us.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
How did you feel it went tonight?
I felt it went great. It's great to be back here in Detroit. I've spent the last 9 years here as part of Venture for America, and so it feels like a very familiar home for me.
And just in terms of, I feel like in the first debate, you didn't get a lot of time. I feel like you got more time, and you certainly made a strong impression, I think, on a lot of people in the room, and I assume in the viewing audience at home. There was the line you started at, at one point, you called yourself the opposite of Donald Trump, an Asian man who likes math.
Yeah, and math is an acronym. It stands for Make America Think Harder. We have to start actually thinking about the real problems and not lapsing into the fairy tales that unfortunately we're being told by the current president.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of voices on a stage. I think yours is such an important voice because I think you're raising issues that nobody else is talking about, and you're looking at it from a perspective that nobody else is really looking at it. I mean, I feel like at times you're taking a kind of a bird's eye view and saying, wait a minute, we're all just on this stage and wearing makeup and talking points and missing out on all these huge things which are about to hit us in the head.
Yeah, and spending 7 years in places like Detroit and Cleveland and St. Louis, like I saw the ground zero of what's happened to so many of these communities in the aftermath of the automation of these manufacturing jobs. And the retraining programs that were put in place were largely ineffective. When I dug into the numbers, almost half of the manufacturing workers here in Michigan that lost their jobs to automation left the workforce. And then of that group, about half filed for disability. And then you saw surges in suicides and drug overdoses and social ills.
And why are the programs so ineffective, the retraining programs?
The truth is that human beings are not infinitely malleable or adaptable. I mean, I was at a truck stop in Iowa the other week, and if you tried to sell retraining to that group of truckers, they'd be more likely to punch you in the face than eagerly sign up. Like human beings are just not widgets.
Right.
And if you think about the people you know, the people in your life, maybe your parents, and you were to say, hey, like reinvent yourself, it's a very, very tall order for many.
I would not be able to reinvent. I have no actual skill, so I could not be retrained to do anything other than this. Speaking of which, I got to take a quick break. But see, this is not a skill that's applicable in any other way. I can throw it a break. We'll talk more with Andrew Yang in just a second, live from Detroit.